Hi pretty people, welcome to Bunded Tarot. So for today's pick a card reading or pick a deck, I have 3 to pick from, we'll get there in a second. We're gonna see who is bewitched by you, body and soul. So I originally tried to film this reading the classic way, the way I used to film, which was like overhead where you could see all the cards, because they're spooky cards. They're my fun Halloween decks. I mean, the Crow Tarot isn't necessarily Halloween, but it's fall enough. But like, I'm surprisingly more comfortable in front of the camera, like with my face, than just my hands. It's easier to talk to you directly than for it feels more normal to me. Anyway, that being said, yeah, I wanted to do like a little fun autumn, fall, Halloween themed reading because I think they're fun and I love them and I love Halloween. And I kind of decorated. Harry has on his costume. It's a crown, King Harry. Legend. Yeah. So, cool. Let's do a little overhead look at the reading. We're going to start out with an energy check, which is just going to be oracle cards to see your current energy as of whenever this reading is finding you, and then the energy of the person who is bewitched by you, and then the energy of your connection together. So it's gonna be like how you know them, how you vibe with them, how you mesh with them, how you connect with them, that kind of thing, you know. And then we'll get into the tarot, and I have some questions picked out. So like, why are they bewitched by you? How does your presence haunt them? What fears of theirs lurk in the shadows? So like, if they're afraid to pursue this connection, like why, or stuff like that, you know, we'll see. It's gonna vary group to group. And then how can you call in this energy? So that'll be like a little advice, guidance portion of the reading to close out. So, hello Figgy. There's Fig. I have the window open, so if you hear noises from outside, that's why. It's a beautiful day. It's October and 78 degrees out, which is good for us in Texas. It's good. So cool, let's get into it. So for group 1, we have the Dark Wood Tarot. I have been using this deck a lot recently. I'll just show you some cards so you can get the vibe of the deck and see if you're feeling it or not. So that's group 1. Group 2 is going to be the Horror Tarot. She kind of matches my outfit today. You can't tell, you can't see, but my skirt's red. And then group 3 is the Crow Tarot with a bunch of crows. Crows are inherently spooky in the best way possible. Yeah! So, cool. Cool. Yeah, take all the time you need to see which group you are feeling called to the most. And I'll go ahead and see you in the reading. Hi, pile 1, if you chose the Darkwood Tarot, one of my favorites, then this is going to be your reading. So, I've already shuffled out all of the oracle cards we're going to be using for the energy check. So let's go ahead and hop right on into that. Lint. Okay, so for your energy, we have Mother with the light attributes being nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. There's a very loud plane. I'm sorry. I can't control planes, unfortunately. Shadow attributes are smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. And then we have the amazing Miles Taddy. And then the 5th house with pleasure, romance, creativity, fertility, sex, children, childlike fun, joy, love, passion, entertainment, art/culture, and hobbies. And then achievement with Sun in Capricorn. And then for the person who is bewitched by you, they have hero slash heroine with the light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and the shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. Hoodwinks. Capricorn with the CEO, that one. Which is funny because you also have Capricorn. Driven, stability, patience, persistence, materialistic, ambitious, cautious, practical, traditional, workaholic, detached, ruler of the 10th house, and birth. With Venus in Cancer. Interesting. Give me a second while I read the little guidebook for these cards because I'm not familiar with this deck. I hope I remember to cut this out. And then also for your connecting energies, I don't think I pointed those out. We have Solitude with the Hermit, Beauty, and Loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. So, I would be surprised if you are actively talking to this person because we have Solitude and Loneliness. Plus, I think the both of you are kind of just like very focused on yourselves at the moment and your own personal journey. Like work, your personal life. For you, probably more so like, because Miles Taddy can be compared to like the Fool in tarot. So it's all about not taking things so seriously, like having fun and being kind of like whimsical. And with the 5th house, like that's also a bit of like whimsical energy as well. So I feel like you're in an energy of coming back home to yourself and finding a balance in how you do that. So doing it in a way that's very, like, you have your practical ways of coming back home to yourself, like feeding yourself in ways that like actually makes your body feel good, paying attention to the foods you're eating and the way it makes you feel makes your body feel that one. Maybe you're paying more attention. It feels very like physical, so it could be like exercise. It could just be, you know, dancing around while listening to music, having a good time. Maybe you're reading more. Just paying more attention to yourself and what you like. But then also like having moments of whimsy in your life, inviting moments of whimsy in your life. Being playful with people, playful with strangers, recognizing like where you may have been taking things too seriously and where you need to let go a bit more and let loose and have a bit more fun. You could also, with the mother card here, you could also be finding ways to kind of reparent yourself, I think. And be very like soft and sweet and gentle to yourself. Yeah, it just feels like taking care of yourself in like the heart of the sense of being it like I don't want to put that into words. Like taking care of yourself the way that like a parent would take care of a child. It's very fun and whimsical and playful, but also strict at times, and just full of love and care, stuff like that. Yeah, you could also be focused on, with the like achievement card here, you could also be focused on what your own personal success means and what that looks like to you, versus maybe what was previously expected of you and how you don't really resonate with that anymore. Yeah. It's very like it's very much so like an internal journey, I think, that you're going through. Yeah, like going on walks by yourself, but paying a lot of attention to what's going on around you and how it makes you feel internally. There's a lot of reflection going on, but it's not solely like you're completely focused on what's going on internally. There's also a lot of you finding ways to be present in your world and finding ways to enjoy that. Yeah. Whimsy is a big word for you right now, I think. Yeah. For the person who is bewitched by you, they're undergoing a lot right now. I think, like, with birth and then also hoodwinks, I think that they and like with the hair, I kind of am like more drawn to the shadow attribute of the hero/heroine card, where it's escapism and a false sense of heroism. I think they're kind of having to come to terms with how like wrong they were about a lot of different things about their approach to life. Hoodwinks is a card that challenges a person's perspective to go beyond black and white thinking, to go beyond like yes or no, and very like clear-cut dynamics, and asks you to find not only like the shades of gray between black and white, but also to start viewing the world in color and realize also like, hey, there's the color, there's like your visual spectrum that you can see, but also there's other beings that exist that have different visual spectrums, and they are just going to see things differently than you, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you have to accept that. Especially with like the Capricorn card here, I think that they are perhaps like a kind of hard-headed person, but recently I think they got bonked on the head hard enough to get through that hard-headedness, and they're having to challenge their own perspective of the world and the way that they're viewing things. I also want to say specifically, like, maybe the way that they're viewing you. They may have narrowed you down into, like, backed you into a corner, put you into a box kind of thing, and I think they're realizing that's not fair. They wouldn't like if someone did that to them, because they're a very complex being, as all humans are, and so that wasn't fair of them to do that to you, because you're very complex and dynamic and have a lot going on and have an entire past, have an entire future, you know, like everything is influencing everything. Yeah, it's interesting. I think they're thinking about you a lot in this kind of personal journey that they're undergoing. Yeah, they're having to step into like a new version of themselves that has like you're embracing whimsy and enjoyment of like self and life and the world around you, while still maintaining a sense of groundedness with how you're approaching all of that. Whereas they have like just discovered what the word whimsy is. I don't know if they were super aware of that before. Things were very cut and dry to them. It's like they had a 1-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 30-year plan for like their entire life, and they're just now realizing like, oh, I can actually explore beyond that. Like, not everything has to be you know? Not everything has to be planned so meticulously that there's like no room for error, or no room to like improvise or get silly with it, you know. Yeah, they kind of probably had a sort of like ego to them a little bit. But now I think that ego kind of like got shoved in their face in a really uncomfortable way. I don't know like what specifically triggered that or caused that. It may have been you, like maybe you said something to them. I don't know. It could have been something else in their life, somebody else in their life. Regardless, they're having to do a lot of like revising and editing. This is a very like analytical person. They may have also discounted a lot of like the hard work that you do. Or like oversimplified a lot of the hard work that you do to a point where it eliminated a lot of like there was a lot of unseen effort on your part that I think they just ignored or were like, oh, it can't be that hard. And now it might be that they're having to do it themselves and they're like, pause, wait, this is actually really difficult. Like an example I'm thinking of is, say you lived together with this person and you did a lot of the like domestic household chores. That can be, if you are the only person doing that, that kind of is a full-time job in and of itself. You're doing laundry, you're doing the dishes, you are keeping the house clean, you're doing all of the grocery shopping, you're doing all of the meal planning, you are having to wash the sheets. There's a lot that goes into keeping a house, we know. And so if they just like weren't participating in that, then they may have just discounted a lot of the hard work that entails, you know? And so if you like moved out or like away from them or something and now they're having to do it themselves, I think it's kind of like they're just getting a lot of whatever they may have said shoved back in their face in a very unpleasant way. And they're getting proven wrong time and time again, I think, which is a lot for them. So I do think that this is someone that you had probably like a very close connection with or like intimate connection with, but now with loneliness and solitude, I don't think that you are talking to them as much, seeing them as much, interacting with them as much. With this beauty card, it's making me think of things being kind of like surface level between the two of you. Like it might be like pretty and shiny on the surface, but then the deeper you get, you know, the like murkier it gets, or like you can't get a lot deeper. So like on the surface, your connection with them could have seemed, or like from the outside, your connection with them could have seemed very like put together, very nice. Other people could have been like, oh, you guys seem like you're doing so great, or you guys seem like you're so fit for each other, something like that. But then, you know, if you were like as you were experiencing it, you're like, yeah, yeah, you're so right. And on the inside, you're like, no, that's not it at all. Thank you so much, though. Yeah. But you're both doing a lot of, like, internal searching. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. I think that's what I got for the energy check. So that doesn't sound like you or someone you knew. I would pick a different group. So, put this over here. So now let's see, why are they bewitched by you? so why is this person bewitched by pile 1? So why is this person bewitched by pile 1? We have the Page of Wands. Oh my goodness. And the 8 of Swords. I'm gonna get one more. Four of Cups. 3 of Swords on the bottom. I kind of think it is that, like, you're not really paying attention to them. Low-key, like, and I think that in and of itself is kind of hurtful and makes them want you to pay attention to them more, you know? Like, once you take something away from someone, and they start living life without it, suddenly they want it more and more and more, and you know, whatever energy they weren't giving to it before, they're like, I should have been doing that, you know? I also think they're just very curious about you and about how you're doing, and if, like, how you're doing, if life is better without them in your life, you know? They want to know, like, if you're, this sounds really dramatic, but, like, suffering in the same ways that they are, which I don't think you are. From what I could tell, things seemed pretty chill. You're, like, living, enjoying life, going on nature walks. It's nice, you know? They might kind of, like, see you through social media sometimes, or, like, if you have them blocked, then they might see you through, like, other people's posts and just wonder how you're doing. They're just, I think, just very caught up on you and hung up on you, because I do think you were the catalyst for all of this unraveling that's happening to them / for them. And with the 8 of Swords, I think part of it is that initially they might have had this sort of, like, victim complex if you were the one to leave. Initially, I think they were, like, trying to play themselves out to be the victim, but the more shit that keeps getting rubbed in their more of their own shit that keeps getting rubbed in their own face, the more they're realizing, like, oh no, I'm the villain in the story. I effed up. I messed up. Oops. I can't lie to myself anymore. I can't pretend that I'm not the one who caused all of this. You know, they're having to, like, get over themselves a little bit and, like, take accountability, all of that fun stuff. Yeah. It's just, like, I think they're realizing life is better, also easier with you in their life, which would make sense if you were doing a lot of things for them. Yeah, because, like, with the way that the fox in the back has this sort of rabbit, and then the fox in the, like, is, like, slinking in, to me it kind of looks like they're coming in with like a little apology present or something, you know? Whereas the fox in the front, minding their business, having a good time, not really paying attention or aware of whatever the fox in the back is doing, doesn't really care. Good for you. So if they do try to make a little comeback into your life, they might have something for you, or like want to try and give you something, whether that just be an apology, although I think something's probably going to accompany the apology as well. It could be like a material thing, or just, I don't know, something else other than just like, I'm sorry. It's like there's gonna be something else tacked on to it. I don't know exactly what, because it'll probably vary person to person, but yeah. Yeah. It's almost like they wish that they could be the victim in the situation just so that life could be easier for them, but they know that they're not. And if they were to try to like claim that role, it would be really immature and childish of them. And that's something that they really like don't want to be, because I think like they recognize that they're like a grown-ass person. And that would be embarrassing for them to like claim that role. And I also think they're like tired of their own crap, you know? Interesting. Yeah, I do think that they're like, they have some way that they're keeping an eye on you. Just because with like the vulture and the rats, it's making me think of a character in one of the shows I watch. Chainsaw Man. There's this might be a spoiler. So if you've ever seen Chainsaw Man and you want to, skip ahead like 15 seconds or so, I don't know. But there's this character, Makima, and she uses crows and rodents to like spy on people essentially, or like keep an eye on things in a very like evil way, because she sucks and we hate her. So it's kind of making me think of that, where they're just like keeping an eye on you, you know, through their own like secret means. Yeah. Interesting. Secret. It's probably just like social media, or like asking mutual friends, how are they doing? Hey guys, how's pile 1 doing? Oh, they're doing great. They're thriving. Like, they're chilling, you know. They're just posting a lot of stories of them going on these, I don't know why nature walks are so coming through so strongly, but it's like the image of like you like in a forest and you're like, oh my god, this is so nice. It's quiet. I just have the sounds of like birds and nature, and oh my god, there's like a creek over there, there's rushing water, this is beautiful. Wind in the leaves. It's great, you know. It's kind of funny, and they're like, that's awesome, I'm so happy for them. So, now we're gonna see how does your presence haunt them. See, my like intention for this reading was like, who's a crush on you? Who's bewitched by you? I love when things turn out differently. I love when the messages come out differently than how I was gonna expect them to. So we have the 8 of Cups. How does pile 1's presence haunt this person? The 6 of Cups. And the 9 of Swords. With the Empress. If you have like a kid with this person, that, like them, that, hey, it's a person, them, like, if it's their like weekend or something with their child, they look at y'all's kid together and they go, damn, you look just like pile 1. Ah! So like, that's a way that you haunt them. Like, even if you're not there, there is a part of you that is there, you know, a pretty stinking large part that's there. If you don't have a kid with them, then like, I think it's just the idea that you breathed so much life into their life, and with you gone, I think things just feel very, very hollow and empty. And it's like they're stressed about more things. They have a bunch of more stuff on their plate. Things are no longer pleasant, happy, sunshine, rainbows. Like, they're like, I think there were just things that they were like oblivious to, that now they're having to deal with head on, you know, hands on. And it's like, they're just keenly aware of everywhere that you're not. You know? You're not, like, next to them anymore. You're not, like, in their kitchen. You're not sending texts to their phone, you know? Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's like their life is just so much more dull. Because, like, the Empress, there's, like, embers around her, which I'm gonna interpret as sparkles. So their life is just so much less sparkly, so much less vibrant. Dull. Lifeless. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then, what fears of theirs lurk? Oh. The Fool slid out of the bottom of the deck, I guess? Oh! I'm gonna take this for their fears. I think one of their fears is that you're just gonna leave and, like, never come back. And that life without them is genuinely so much better. That you're gonna look, like, that they'll be on their knees begging for you to come back, which I don't know if they would actually do that, because they have a lot of pride, as we've seen before. I'm gonna be so real with you, they've definitely, like, considered, and then they go, no, I can't do that, that'd be embarrassing, no. That'd be too embarrassing, I can't do that. I don't even think it'd work. But, like, a fear of theirs is that you're just chilling. And, like, Miles Taddy, the card we had for your current energy, is very similar to the Fool. So, a fear of theirs is kind of already happening in a way. Ooh. Sucks to suck. Like, I don't know with them. I don't know. And just like, you'll never come back, and that life is more beautiful without them, and you're thriving and flourishing, and things are just so fresh for you, and yeah, what else? What else? What fears of theirs lurk in the shadows? I think it's also Knight of Swords. Something that they, like, stay up at night thinking about. And then we have the Moon, too. The King of Cups. On the bottom. Yeah, I think it's something that they stay up late at night, like, laying in bed, like, staring at the ceiling thinking about. They're like, damn, they're never coming back. Like, this is just what my life is now without them, without Pile 1, and I'm gonna have to get used to it. Oh, brother, you know? Also, the fact that, like, I think because in this card, it looks like this person's fighting off crows, right? And crows with the, like, kind of, like, monitoring stuff we saw earlier. It's that they'll never be able to escape hearing about how much better you're doing without them. Which, like, I don't know, if they made their bed and now they're complaining that they have to lie in it, then that's on them. Like, you know? And it's funny because the Moon can talk about fears, just in general, you know? Yeah. Also the fear that with the King of Cups on the bottom, that like their feelings are for you are never going to go away, never going to diminish, that they're always going to care deeply about you. For some of you, depending on what your relationship with this person, that they're always going to keep like loving you, and they're just going to have to do it from afar as you're living your best life without them. And the fact that your best life specifically is without them and doesn't have them in it. Sucks to suck, dude. I don't know. That's tough. There's a lot of like coulda, woulda, shouldas for this person, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So like I have how can you call in this energy? For like the guidance portion of it, I'm just gonna straight up ask like about guidance for you from the universe. So what guidance does pile one's like guides or the universe have for pile one? We have the 5 of Wands. The Knight of Cups and the Empress. 7 of Cups on the bottom. You glow, girl. That one. Even if like at times you feel a lot of confusion or very perplexed by the situation, or you feel like sometimes like what if you're being unfair, like what if you're being mean by not giving this person another chance. Let's take that. What if I'm being mean by not giving this person another chance? Go a step back and say, how many chances did you give this person before where they didn't do anything with them? And now that they're actually facing the consequences of their actions, and it sucks for them. Like it's well, I was gonna say it's never fun to see a person suffer, but sometimes if they deserve it, it can be like a little gratifying. But sometimes like when like you can still care about a person and not want to see them suffer, you know, and want to like give in, you know, like don't do that here. Like let this person deal with the consequences of their actions while you maintain your boundaries and you maintain this beautiful life that you're building for yourself. Because like would you want to go back to the way things were if you like left for a reason, if you're no longer talking to this person for a reason, you know, like keep your life, keep like romanticizing your life the way it is, and I think things are just going to turn out really beautifully for you, really wonderfully for you. Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else with that one? Keep taking care of yourself. Keep loving yourself. Keep nurturing yourself. Especially if you do like have a kid with this person, or if you're like with child with this person's kid, like pregnant, like definitely keep taking care of yourself and of like your body and heart and soul and mind and everything like that. Like not only for you, but for the literal human being that your body is building, or that your body has already built. Yeah. even if things like are tense and uncomfortable with this person at times and you still have to occasionally see them, like that is a result of their own actions and the consequences of their own actions. And so you kind of just have to like ride it out as it's happening, because it's theirs to deal with, you know, not yours. It's just your boundaries to enforce. Period. Is there anything else? I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you, Pylum. Period. So, cool. Thanks for joining me for your reading. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. If you enjoy how I read, you can join the Bone Dead Club. We have fun here. It's fun. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive pick-up card readings, tarot education content, extended readings for the readings I post over on TikTok, tarot spreads every month, and then voting power for the readings I post here on YouTube. You can also check out my tarot and oracle deck that I made, the Bone Dead Tarot and the Childlike Wonders Oracle, if you read your own cards and want to expand your selection, or if you just feel called to check them out. Those will be linked down below. You can also book a personal reading with me if you'd like to. That will also be down below. And you can follow me over on TikTok and Instagram at Bone Dead Tarot. I post silly little TikToks and reels about reading tarot, and I post readings. So, yeah, that's all I have for you. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the horror tarot, then it's gonna be reader. So I went ahead and pre-shuffled all of the oracle cards for the energy check portion of the reading. So let's go ahead and hop on into it, shall we? So for your energy, whatever this reading is finding you, and if this doesn't sound like you, then I would check a different group. We have the Bone Fairy. Oh, it's so cool. Okay. And then we have Trickster with the light attribute as transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And the shadow attribute is manipulating others through duplicity. And then we have Pluto with renewal, evolution, transformation, Scorpio, beginnings, endings, rebirth, turbulence, destruction, hidden power, core truths, intensity, highs and lows. And influence with Mercury in Libra. For the person who is bewitched by you, we have the Puppeteer. They got 2 of these cards. So there's also the King of Crows. And then Priest with the light attributes, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. And then the shadow attributes are violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. And then second house with material goods, money, values, security, work ethic, income, expenses, career, possessions, budgeting, assets, financial stability, and personal finances. And independence with moon in Aquarius. And then for connecting energies, we have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Intuition, number 2, which is the High Priestess. And then finding. So, what's really interesting is for you, we have the influence card, and then the Puppeteer talks about like questioning what you're being influenced by, or like are you being influenced by outside forces kind of thing. So I do think you have a lot of influence over whoever this person is, and I think they know it, and I don't think they like it. I don't think they like it. And the King of Crows talks about like having to like put boundaries up and be wary of who you're kind of like letting into your space, and be a bit like protective of your energy and stuff like that. So I think this person is like very, very into you. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, is it just called Into You by Paramore? Like, So Into You or something like that. Like, they're very, very attracted to you. They're very, very pulled in by you. To the point where they feel like a little concerned by it. They might be wondering, or like there might be a fear that like what if you're manipulating them, or they might think that you are somehow, some way, which like the trickster does talk about manipulation, so maybe you are. The Bone Fairy, like, is a card that craves new experiences and wants, like, freshness and to get out there and explore and just do whatever the hell it wants to, without any, like, restriction. So I kind of think you're in this energy of doing what you want, having, you know, your fun, having your cake and eating it too, and enjoying yourself. And with Pluto energy, it could be a form of like reclamation, like taking back your energy as yours and your life as your own, and choosing to experience life the way that you want to live it rather than the way that other people expect you to live it, perhaps. But at times, like, there might be a little bit of like a reckless energy here and there of you wanting to go out and experience life the way you want to live it and not be so burdened by like what ifs, or, you know, assuming that there's always going to be terrible consequences to something, so just never going after something. And so now it's kind of like F it, we ball energy, which I think most of the time is really, really positive and puts you in a lot of really good situations where you are feeling very like exhilarated and thrilled, and excited with where you're at in life, and happy that, you know, you're living your life as your own, and realizing that like sometimes like it truly is not that deep, and you can just have fun and enjoy yourself. But I do think occasionally things might catch up with you, because while it might not be that deep to you, I think to other people it is that deep, and that's just like their experience with it, you know. And so you kind of have to like be like, chill, that's your experience with it, cool, respect, you know, whatever. And so I kind of think that's what it is for this person. Like, an example of, you know, a way you could know this person or be connecting with this person is like if they're a fling for you, or like friends with benefits, or just like a hookup thing. I think they recognize you are just kind of having fun with them, and initially that might have been cool or whatever, or like fine with them. I don't think they were like over the moon about it, but it was like, okay, whatever, chill, I can also have fun, I guess. But now I think they've gotten to the point where they're very like infatuated by you and drawn in by you, and they really, really like your energy and everything you have to offer. And I think you just make things very, very fun for them, and exciting and like thrilling. But they're catching on to maybe how flighty you are at this current moment in time. And if this doesn't sound like you, then I would pick a different group. Because like that's just what I'm getting. I think they might be catching on to like flightiness, or like, I'm just here for a good time, and they're like, okay, but I actually like really like you and kind of like have feelings for you, so can we explore that a bit more? And you're just like, and I'm just here for a good time, and like not really paying attention to whatever they're saying because you don't want to acknowledge it, because that means accountability, or like having to tell them that's not what I want, and then they pull away, and then boo-hoo, no more fun anymore, gotta go find someone else or something like that, and then that's annoying. So I think that they, again, are like very infatuated by you, very into you, and they don't like it. They want to pull away. They want, like, to separate their energy from yours, like to untangle themselves from you, but also it's like they know that would be the more responsible thing to do, like the best thing to do, and they might hold on, let me finish my thought. They know that that's going to be like the best thing to do, but they don't want to do it because they like you so much. And with like this priest card, I think they have fully seen other people in this exact situation and told the person who was in their shoes, like, hey, get out of there while you can, because it's just gonna hurt and it's gonna suck and you're being fucking stupid about it. Like, who cares if you like them? They're clearly, like, just having fun, you know? Like, I don't care about you. But now that they're in this situation, ooh, it's different. And if this sounds like you, and then the other person sounds like, or like, if the them sounds like you, and then you sounds like them, that can also be chill. But like, we are going to be looking at stuff from their perspective, so I don't know how that's going to work. You'll have to let me know how that goes for you. I don't know. You can also check like a different group and see if you show up there too in the you part. Yeah. What's really interesting is like we have intuition with like the high priestess, and then doubt. I release the need to know all the answers and finding all of this, and both of their eyes are closed. All of this is like very hands off, very whatever happens happens. Like everything's chill, everything has its own grand plan and works out in its own time. So things between the two of you are probably like very undefined, very it is what it is, and then, you know, we'll go from there. Yeah, which I don't know if they're a fan of, but again, they really are enjoying their time with you. And like, you might care about this person, but just might not want to like settle down, which like that's your prerogative, that's chill. Also, you might fully recognize the influence you have over this person, because it could be something where it's like, hey, like, can you do this for me? I just really need this done, and I can't really do it myself because I'm just so busy and have so much on my plate. And they're like, begrudgingly, like, there's like a pause, and they're like, because they know. They know that you know they're gonna say yes, because they know that you have some sort of like pull and sway over them, and they hate it, but they love it. It's kind of funny. I don't know. From an outside perspective, it's very entertaining. And then they do it for you, of course. Because of course. I kind of want to say good for you. I don't know. Like, they're consenting to being here. They could. They know what's happening. They know the situation front and back, you know. They're choosing to stay. You know. It's kind of fun. The letter P could be important, or I, just because we have puppeteer, priest, Pluto, and then influence and independence, and intuition. PPP. I. So, and like, I don't even know. a lot of this is coming from their perspective. I'm gonna be so real. So I don't even know, like, if you, like, you could fully have feelings for this person and their perspective of the situation could just be very skewed. Or, you know, it could just be, like, a fling thing for you. And their perspective of the situation is not skewed. Which, like, if you do have feelings for them and their perspective is skewed, I would do your best to clear things up with them. Because they're at war with themselves. And if you have feelings for them, then, like, maybe help them out a bit. Clear things up a bit, you know? Don't let things be so ambiguous. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is there anything else? I think that's it. Okay. Okay. So, now let's get into the tarot. And let's see, why are they bewitched by you? So, why is this person bewitched by pile 2? We have the Knight of Wands. So, if you guys are hooking up, like, that's definitely part of it. They're, like, it's too good for them, you know? Like, they don't want to part with it quite yet. They're having a great time. Like, maybe the two of you are just very, like, physically compatible. Or you just, like, really, really do it for them. That's the most, like, tame way I can say it. There's, like, I'm trying to watch how much I swear in my YouTube readings. So I can't say what I want to. Oh, it's like blinkmatized, you know? Insert body part matized. That one. That one. What else? And I think they just have a lot of fun with you, and you're very exciting and like fun to be around. And we have the Tower. And the 5 of Cups. It's, yeah, like, it's actively painful for them, but they, like, still love it so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, they know you're probably gonna really hurt their feelings someday, and it's really, really, really gonna suck. But also, they can't. Like, I think they genuinely feel like you, like, genuinely may have put them under some spell of some kind, because they like, can't leave. Like, they don't want to. Like, they know it would be in their best interest to, but they just, like, can't. It's crazy. It's funny from an outside perspective. It's not funny to them. It's not funny to them. Yeah. Yeah, like, it's like it's like they have a sweet tooth and you're like the sweetest candy, and they know they're getting cavities, but they can't stop eating the candy, you know? Yeah. I also think that, like, you just came in and flipped their life, like, upside down, dude. And, like, you make things so much more fun. Like, they love hanging out with you. They love talking with you. They like your giggle. They like your laugh. I like that laugh. Yeah. They're just, like, enthralled by you. Interesting. Okay, cool. So, how does pile two's presence haunt this person then? We have the Seven of Swords. The World and the Star. Page of Swords on the bottom. It's Billy. Okay. Excuse me. So they're like a little in denial about it, because I think they fully see you everywhere in everything because they are enraptured by you. I don't think it's like they're obsessed with you, but they are like enthralled, like infatuated. Like, they think about you all the time and they want you all the time so bad. And so they'll see like little things that'll like remind them of you, or like of conversations that you've had together, or like if you've talked about, you know, your future and like what you want for yourself, then they'll see like a house for sale and they're like, ugh, pile two would like really be into that house. Or they'll like be on Zillow looking for themselves and then they'll come across a house that you would like and then they're like, what if I got this house? Like maybe that would convince pile two to like actually like stay with me. Because we did have second house for their energy, so like I think they're doing pretty well for themselves. I think they're a pretty successful person, very driven. Like, you might also like inspire them to succeed more, because like maybe that'll get you, you know, like if they have like a lot of money, like maybe that'll do it, something like that. But it, like, they're in denial about how much you think about them with the Seven of Swords here. Like if someone were to ask them like, oh, how often do you think about pile two, they'd be like, sometimes, I guess, you know, like probably whenever they just text or something, or, you know, and then they'd stop there and their mind would go, yeah, and whenever I see a fucking, oh, damn it, I did it again, hydrangea, or like if that's your favorite flower or something, or whenever I see like a birdhouse or a bumblebee, not that we're probably seeing very many bumblebees in October. But yeah, you know what's disgusting? Hey, wasps started building a nest on my front porch. Deathly scared of wasps. Like genuinely in a way that's concerning for my health and well-being. Terrified of them. And then they started, and there was like 20 swarming the front of my house. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. It's fine now. I had a friend deal with it for me. But yeah. Yeah, like I genuinely think like sometimes with the star in the world, like they might start planning their future with you and then they're like, wait, no. Wait, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. Oops. For some reason I'm hearing the song, I don't know what it's called, but it's by Gwen Stefani, ? The one where she's like, I'm just a girl, 'cause I'm just a girl. And then other things that I don't know, because I don't really know the song. That could be like a confirmation for some of you, I don't know. So, what fears of theirs lurk in the shadows when it comes to pile two? The Lovers. Oh. What else? What else? What else? The Three of Cups. Justice with Temperance on the bottom. Yeah, that they're gonna like a fear is genuinely that they're going to inevitably fall fully face first in love with you, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, I love being friends with you, capital F, it's great, I love our platonic, strictly platonic connection, it's beautiful. It's so nice that two people just like you and me can just be friends, and I think that's so beautiful. And then meanwhile they're like, yeah, that's so awesome, I'm so happy that you said that, that's crazy, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah, meanwhile, like, they're trying to carve their own heart out. like with Justice as well, I think of, and this is maybe an interesting way to interpret Justice, but like a fear of theirs is that they're not being, and with Temperance, you know, like not being normal about this. That they're not moving in a slow, methodical way, and that like they're just moving like way too fast, or like taking things way too seriously, or something like that. Just they're too intense for you. Their feelings are too intense for you. The fact that they have feelings, period. Yeah. And also that you're not, like, just that you don't want the same thing as them, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So, last question. I had, how can you call in this energy for the guidance question? For pile 1, it didn't make sense, and it doesn't really make sense for your group either, so I was just going to see like what guidance the universe has for you for this situation. What guidance does the universe have? Whoa. 5 of Swords for pile 2. 3 of Wands in reverse, and the King of Pentacles in reverse with the 9 of Pentacles. Diva! You do you. You do you. You do you. I think part of it, like keep doing what you're doing and keep doing what you enjoy and like having fun and you know, whatever, but also I think it may be pertinent to consider how the things you say to people are going to impact them, and if you're like, what is it called, future figgying, like that, like make sure just whatever you're saying doesn't imply, like if you don't mean to stick around, make sure what you're saying doesn't imply that you do. Yeah. Yeah. Be like upfront and honest with this person about what you're wanting, and then go from there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Not really. Well, I think that's all I have for you, pal, too, so gnarly. Thanks for joining me for your reading. Thanks for letting me read for you. I really appreciate it. I had fun. This was fun. I love reading. Yeah, cool. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, if you enjoy how I read. Join the Bone Dead Club. We have fun here. It's a great time. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to. I post exclusive pick-up card readings there, tarot education content if you want to learn how to read tarot yourself, or if you already know how to read tarot, then you could just see my perspective on it. I also post extended readings for the readings I post on TikTok. There's like tarot spreads I post every month that are fun and introspective and really cool. I am biased when I say that. And then there's also voting power for the readings I post here on YouTube and on Patreon. You can also check out my tarot and oracle deck, the Bone Dead Tarot and the Childlike Wonders Oracle. They're cool. Those will also be linked down below, and you can book a personal reading with me if you want to. That will also be linked down below. Yeah, you can also check out my social media, Instagram and TikTok at Bone Dead Tarot. I post readings on there and also silly little tarot like skit stuff. It's funny, it's fun, I don't know, they're silly. Yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for letting me read for you, thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching. Bye. Hi Pile 3, if you chose the Crow Tarot, then this is gonna be reading. So I went ahead and pre-shuffled all of the oracle cards for your energy check, so let's go ahead and get into it. For your cards, we have Aquarius with the Diplomat. Inventive, original, opinionated, analytical, distant, intellectual, humanitarian, friendly, tolerant, outgoing, ruler of the 11th house. Child nature with the light attributes being friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits, and the shadow attributes are tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Ew! Obviously, you're only the light attributes. And then we have Mr. Kane, the banker, and detachment with Venus in Aquarius. For the person who is bewitched by you, body and soul, we have 11th house, which is funny because that's also Aquarius energy, with community, society, organizations, friends, social circle, giving back, hopes and wishes, group activities, memberships, networking, and social consciousness. And then Alchemist with the light attribute as transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, and the shadow attribute is misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. And then Hoodwinks and Intuition with Mercury in Cancer. And then for your connection together, we have Temptation with the Devil. What's really interesting is all three groups, despite there being like so many cards here, all got like the major arcana. And then empowerment and empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So for you, there's a lot of Aquarius energy going on here. Slay. For your energy, you could be with like Mr. Kane, the banker. You could be more focused on your finances recently, or on. I'd also talk about like a spiritual currency. So that could just be like your energy and how much you're giving to what, and making note of how much is like taking from you, how much you're giving, and if there's any like discrepancies there and how to get a hold on that. Or it could like or it could be like your actual finances and getting a hold on that, and starting to figure out like a savings account, or like, I don't know, a 401k, or like a Roth IRA, I don't know, investing, something like that, or saving for the future, like buying a home, or different trips and vacations, stuff like that. Just getting things in order there. Yeah, and I think you're probably just very focused on like the physical world around you with this like child nature card, friendship with animals, communion or communication with nature spirits. It's like or maybe not just like the physical world around you, but just very focused with how you're showing up in the world and your connection to the world around you. So that's going to be like with yourself, but also with your loved ones, with animals. You could be connecting more with nature and with like nature spirits. Yeah. Interesting. I actually kind of want to clarify the detachment card. Let me use the Rider Waite for this one, because I feel like there's something I'm missing. Whoa, that was really fast. 4 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 6 of Wands, 9 of Swords on the bottom. Okay. I think just like realizing where, especially like the way that this head is submerged, or like, I don't know, like the rest of his body is submerged in water and only the head is peeking out. Maybe realizing like how, or like where you might have been letting emotions cloud your judgment. And so taking a hold of that and finding ways to keep the two not fully separate, but not enmeshed. Yeah, like finding ways where you can be like your rational self, even if like your emotional self is very like angry at something that's really unjust or something like that. Like finding ways to not like crash out, I guess, and deal with things in a way that makes you feel more successful, that creates more stability rather than causing more instability, stuff like that. Yeah, that's really what I'm seeing for you. So for the person who is bewitched by you, you probably, with like the Aquarius energy that's here, you probably share some sort of community together. So some sort of like group activity that could be like work, it could be hobbies, it could be if you're like in school, then that. But I think that they are in a period of like exploration and trial and error and curiosity. With this Hoodwinks card, I think that they're like experimenting with the world around them and with how a lot of things live in the illusion of being black and white, but things are actually much, much more dynamic than they appear to be, or there's a lot more layers than things seem. So I think they're in a very like investigative position where they're questioning a lot of things, because I think with like this intuition card with, you know, Mercury and Cancer, I think that they intuitively feel, and like they're uncovering things. I think they intuitively feel like there's more than meets the eye. Transformers. And they really, really, really want to get to the bottom of it. Yeah. You're both very focused on your own lives. Like you're not completely wrapped up, well, because we have this temptation card with the devil in the middle. You're not, I see. You're not completely wrapped up in one another, but I think there is this temptation to be, and to like give in and just spend all of your time with each other and ignore like responsibilities. But there's also recognition for the both of you that like obviously like that's like, even if that's what you want to do, but that you can't you know, because you have your own responsibilities, and having that ability to recognize, like, when you want to, like, fully give in to that, but having the strength to say no, I think that is what feels very empowering. I think you also both probably connect through, like, how the both of you are very empathetic people, and how you see the world and how you connect with the world. Yeah, there could be a lot of, like, worldly topics that the two of you like to talk about as a form of connection. We could just be talking about, like, the going-ons of the world around you, and how it's, like, impacting you, how it's impacting other people. Stuff like that. It's a very kind of, like, intellectual connection that the two of you share together, but you're also, I think there's this sort of, like, unspoken heart connection where I'm having trouble talking. Whoa. I don't know why. Maybe the two of you, when you're around each other, stumble on your words a lot, or you feel like you have to speak very carefully around one another, or you want to give the air of seeming very, like, well thought out or, like, educated or something like that, but then, you know, maybe you stumble on your words a lot like that, and I don't know, it's interesting, I don't know. Or maybe, like, communication is harder with this person than you wish it were, or you feel like your ideas really mesh well, but then when it comes to actually verbally conveying them, it's more difficult for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I also think with temptation, there's probably this, like, base need to connect with each other in a more, like, physical way, but it seems like that gets pushed out of the way in favor of a more, like, intellectual connection with each other. It's like that desire that is felt by both parties, because it's in the connecting energy, gets, like, ignored or, like, stepped over, or like you're walking around it, in favor of a more maybe, like, professional way of connecting, or a more formal way of connecting, something that's more suitable for the way that the two of you know each other, I think. Yeah. And also with this empowerment, the both of you could be more focused when it comes to your connection with each other on building each other up, and, like, literally finding ways to empower the connection between the two of you so that the both of you can thrive and succeed in your own, you know, respective ways. Or, like, maybe you challenge each other. Like, when you talk with each other, like, through thought experiments is what's coming through. Yeah. Interesting. Honestly, I'm gonna be so real with you. It's kind of giving, like, an Ali Hazelwood book. Where, you know, they 9 times out of 10 are gonna be, like, in academia or something. And then they have this, like, tension, but they're like, I can't acknowledge it because, you know, that would be bad, or, like, we're legally not allowed to, or something like that. Interesting. Yeah, okay, cool. So, That's what I'm seeing for your energy check. So if that doesn't sound like you or anybody you know, then I would pick a different group and see if you can find yourself there. Put that there. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So, why is this person bewitched by pile 3? Okay, we have the 3 of Cups and Justice, and the 2 of Cups. I haven't been doing this for any other pile, but I kind of want to get all of the cards out before I interpret. So, how does their presence haunt them? We have the Fool. How does pile of 3's present? King of Cups. And the 8 of Wands. And then what fears of theirs lurk in the shadows when it comes to pile 3? Page of Cups. 9 of Cups. There's so many cups. Wow. And the 6 of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. And then for like the guidance portion, I'll do that after. So for why they're bewitched by you, straight up because they have feelings for you. Also with Justice, like if you have to keep things really professional with them and very like strict, or I want to say like run-of-the-mill maybe, or very clearly defined. I think there's also this like kind of aspect of forbidden fruit there that kind of just like makes them want you more. I also think they genuinely see themselves potentially being like really good friends with you if you're not already friends with them. Because like with the 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups, like that's kind of like best friend energy when those two come out together. So they could see the two of you being like actually really close. Yeah, I think they like making you laugh. I think they like seeing you smile, especially if you're trying to be busy or trying to like focus on something or stay like in the zone. And they're just keep like they're able to like see you crack a smile or something at like a really dumb joke that they say, or like a really dumb pun or something. That like makes, like if you work together, then that makes like showing up to work that day like worth it. Especially if like they had a hard time getting out of bed that morning or whatever, and then they're like, well, shit, you know, like I'll see pile 3, so it'll be good. Like I hope they're there today. Yeah. I also think with Justice, if you align like politically or on a lot of your sorry, that was my drawer, like a lot of your world views together and like moral beliefs and standings, I think that makes them very, very drawn to you and makes them just want to pursue something with you more, like explore something with you more. Yeah, they just think you're like a stand-up person. And also like very, very interesting. Complex, detailed. If you have an eye for detail, I think they find that really attractive too. Or if you're very observant. Even if you don't like verbally note what you're being observant about, it's like they can see it in the way your eyes observe and take in information. Like they notice when your eyes notice things. They notice you noticing. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, so for how does your presence haunt them? The Fool, the King of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. Anytime they have a new, like, they want to save their new experiences for you. They want to, like, try new things with you, and they want you to try, like, things that are new to you with them. They just want the two of you to, like, go out and explore together, especially because, like, I think they really like the way that your brain works and the way that you think and, like, analyze things. They want to see what it looks like when you're taking in new information and then, like, synthesizing it all in your brain, and, like, then you spit out some sort of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, assumption or outcome or theory or, you know, whatever. I think the two of you are very brainy, more brainy than me, so I'm, like, possibly having a bit of a hard time, translating, I guess. Yeah. I also think that, like, I don't know, it's like you've, sorry, I'm getting a song from Phineas and Ferb. It's Love Handle. It's like, you snuck your way right into my heart. That one. But they don't have a country accent. Yeah. Yeah, like, they kind of just, like, carry you in their heart wherever you go, or, like, wherever they go, I guess. They want to, like, travel with you. It's less so that your presence, like, haunts them, and more so just that they carry you with them. And they, like, wish that the two of you could actually physically go places together. Unless you're already, like, with this person, in which then, you know, you probably do. Unless you're in, like, a long-distance relationship, in which then, you know, they still wish they could take you with them. Yeah. They like it, though. It's not, like, haunting. It's, like, positive. It's good. I'm also hearing a song, We Move Like the Ocean by Bad Sons. Yeah, I haven't heard that song in a long time. Chill. Okay. And then what fears of theirs lurk in the shadows? We have the Nine of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Six of Swords. I think one of the fears is that, like, you're not as into them as they are into you, that you are, like, the perfect embodiment of everything they've been looking for in a partner, and you're like, yeah, you're cute, but, like, I'm not really into you in that way. I just kind of think you're cute and I like talking to you, but, like, I don't really want anything serious with you. Like, that would devastate them, I think. That would, like, suck. Yeah, like, a fear that you would move on from them. A fear that, like, they wouldn't be able to meet all of your standards or, like, give you everything that you want in life. Like, they fully hope, wish, desire to give you everything that you want in life. Of course, they know that you probably want to work for some of it as well, but if they could just give it to you and you accept it, they would 100%, like, immediately, like, put the money down and do it, you know? Yeah, or, like, a fear that you just don't take them seriously with the Page of Cups. Yeah, that's really straightforward. So, let's see if there's any guidance for you. The way I phrased it is, how can you call in this energy? But that's not really been, like, working with the way that the reading is. So we're just going to get guidance from your guides or the universe. So, what guidance do you have for pile 3? The 4 of Wands! This reading is so sweet. I love it. 7 of Pentacles. And the Devil! Again! Oh, and then the World on the bottom. Okay, cool. If you're worried about being too attached to this person, I don't think that's something you actually have to worry about. I mean, like, of course, be conscious and aware of, like, you know, any signs or, like, traits of codependency that might pop up. But if you're worried about being more attached to this person than they are to you, fully, like, they're also scared of that, I think that you two are matching each other's freak pretty well. Also, like, it's almost like Spirit's, like, giving their stamp of approval for this connection. Like, I think it's good, like, you make each other happy, you make each other thrive and you know, want to succeed and grow more as individuals. That's freaking perfect. Go after it, diva. Yeah. And, like, keep showing up, keep being consistent with them, and I think everything will go really well for the two of you. Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else here? I think that's all I got for you, pile 3. So, yeah, thanks for joining me for your reading. I really, really appreciate it. I hope everything goes well for you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this reading, if you enjoy how I read. That always helps out, and you can join the Bonded Club. We have fun here, it's a party. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to. We do exclusive pick-a-card readings, tarot education content. I make tarot spreads. I post extended readings for the readings I post on TikTok. And you get voting power for the topics I post here and on Patreon. You can also check out my tarot and oracle deck. I made them. They're my pride and joy. The Bone Dead Tarot and the Childlike Wonders Oracle. You can book a personal reading with me. That'll be linked down below. And you can check out my Instagram and TikTok at Bone Dead Tarot. I post readings there and silly little tarot content. So, yeah, that's all I have for you. So thanks so much for joining me for your reading. And I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching. Bye.